Let me tell you a story. Last year we did a trip, like an expedition, to Norway to do this big skiing, caving extravaganza. And we filmed it all, and I was so determined to edit it all in the next like week or two. And I sat down for like a good 2 3 weeks after the trip, and I edited every day. And at the end of the 3 weeks, I was so tired and I was just so confused because there was so much. It was like 500 gigs of content. I was doing all these different storylines, and it was a mess. And this year we did a trip again, and I'll mention this now before I forget. It took me. I put that work aside. I didn't finish it. I literally ignored it for a year because I didn't know the solution. Like I just had created 10 or 15 timelines of different versions of how I could create the perfect video, and just never released anything for a year until I started this project, this 365 unpolished church. And then I think it was the fifth or sixth, maybe the seventh video that I did. I made the edit of the trip. I don't want this trip that we did this year to end up just like it, because I really want the guys to get like a really nice video as quickly as possible. Um, so I've devised a strategy. So I need to do a video every day, but I can't do the full video in one day, in one sitting. It's just too much content, and it would not do it justice. But what I can do is kind of make these videos for the next couple of days about the process of making a full video like this. And the first step, I've already started editing some stuff over the past couple of days that you've probably seen, but the first step I usually do after a trip like this, where there's not generally a storyline, we don't have a shot list. Like, oh, we gotta shoot this. No, we just shoot a bunch of things, and different people shoot with different cameras and at different moments for their own reasons. And then it's up to me to find the funny moments, to find cool moments, and then create a story from the clips I find from in that vast sea of content that we've shot. And that can be really time consuming. The section of the project of the edit where I need to sit down and like go through all of the content. So what I normally do, and it takes days, is that I go through day by day, and I go through all the content. And mind you, some of these clips are like maybe an hour long. Somebody put on their GoPro camera and just like kept it on for an hour, and there's like golden moments inside it that we really want to show. But I have to watch an hour of it. I could skim it and kind of eyeball where are funny moments, but with audio you can't. So if you're trying to find good moments where audio is being spoken, that has some comedic effect, or that has some story, that could be something that could be a story arc. You have to listen to the whole clip. So I tend to kind of look for waveform patterns, look for action in the shot itself, and then I'll cut just a huge timeline chronologically, where everything just is the same, like from the beginning of the trip to the end of the trip. And at this point I already make editorial decisions of like the story starts to get formed, because it's impossible to just throw everything in chronologically, and also it just doesn't make sense. But I find clips, and I kind of start creating a story that's chronological. That's the most boring storyline you can possibly create, but it is really helpful as a system of kind of understanding what the worst case scenario storyline is, which is just what happened in chronological order. And usually that's not the most interesting story to tell with the content. It's just the easiest thing to wrap your head around when you're first trying to make sense of all the content that you've shot. So in the next coming days, I'm doing this kind of rough edit where I'm just going through all of it in chronological order, trying to find moments where there's some story, where there's some interesting thing happening, and kind of slowly building up the full storyline. And then after I have all of that, maybe in 2 or 3 days, I'm gonna start kind of playing around with it. I've already started a little bit creating the hook in the beginning of the video. I'd be interested to see what you guys think about that. But essentially these videos are just gonna be me releasing half-finished versions of the final one. There's like almost zero sound design, very little, and it's just very raw. But that's the point of the series. I want to show the work. I want to show that it takes time, but sometimes you can. It can be interesting for some people and for myself to go back and look at my process. So at the moment, it looks like this. You know, I have the timeline here. It doesn't look too complicated at the moment, but it is a lot of clips. And it's like something I've already edited, so I can throw it in directly, and another stuff are just like new and not color graded yet. The worst thing with color grading like multiple different cameras is that they all have their own kind of like color profile, and you want to kind of match it, but you can shot match clips in the software, but it just never is the best solution. So you end up just creating these custom profiles for different type of the day and different scenes, and then you're applying them to multiple clips, and it just all takes forever. And then you got sound design, creating story arcs, all that stuff comes after. But what you're about to see now is just like super rough cut for the first day. It's not, day and a half. So when I'm traveling there, and then the first day I like trying to kite to our base camp, which was like 15 kilometers into the wilderness, but we never made it there. But I guess you'll see in this video what happened. Yeah.
This is where I slept last night.
Fuck this!
It's 8 o'clock. I was supposed to not go on this trip because I didn't get my kite in time, but then I got the kite today and the trip starts tomorrow. There's one problem. It's in Finland and I'm in Norway, and I have 8 hours of driving to do before the days we start kiting and start the expedition. So I can't be late.
I am driving out of Svolvær. A little bit scared. Haven't driven this road before. It's going to be a long travel journey through the night during winter conditions with a tiny car.
I made it to Finland! It's fucking windy, that's what it is! There's like these bumps where my car barely makes it over. But yeah, now I'm 10 minutes away from the guys, so I'm gonna try to get over these speed bumps and just sleep for 2 hours, and then we're gonna get to work.
We've cooked some water already. So we massaged the gear, and now we're going to set up my kite that I received yesterday.
I have no fucking idea what I'm doing, but I saw a guy in YouTube do it like this. So oh fuck! And once we attach this, you don't want to fuck it up that we need to detach this. Yeah, but it's really simple when you don't ever have to do it.
I have a weird feeling that it's gonna be windy.
Too windy?
Probably good. It's gonna be good. We'll see. Professional job.
Yeah.
No worries. Let's fucking go!
We just hiked up from the parking to this lake. where we're gonna set up the kite, and then we're gonna be kiting across the lake, or on the right side of the lake. It looks like we need to avoid some tree lines on the other side of the lake.
Joo.
Tänne vitautu pidän kiinni.
Niin tosta puolta takaisin.
Ready to launch in 5.
Okay.
The sledges are pulling you too hard back, yeah? Oh fuck me! En mä usko, että se... What the fuck do we do now?
Sitting here eating dinner. We skied for since 11 o'clock. Stopped at so maybe like 7 hours, 8 hours. Not too bad. It was just a lot of wind. And then we decided when it got pitch dark that we would pitch a temporary camp because we hadn't reached our final destination. And the reason being, we were supposed to kite there, but it was too windy. So our kites were too big, so we couldn't kite. The opening, because the tarp wasn't long enough. Crucial support beams, my split cord, a little coat hanger for clothes to be washed, water, bottle stand, kitchen, and food. Basically, I have it all. Now we're just gotta figure out how to rearrange this to be able to go to bed.
Alright, this is where I slept last night. Definitely very crowded space, and I had snow shingling in my face all night. But yeah, this is what it is to sleep in a tarp. The guys, they actually slept in a 3-star hotel.
The wind is perfect.
Is that yours?
Yeah, that's mine.
That's such a good setup. So an important part.
The wind is actually picking up.
Yeah. Yep.
But I needed to dry it a bit.
Yeah, I need to dry mine as well.